When I look at your channel, I think the thing that, so I first saw your channel thanks to the YouTube algorithm, and I think it was a
Shout out.
study with me session. Yeah, the algorithm's working in your favor, man. It was like I'm sure it was a study with me session, and it
Okay.
was something. The title was something like 10-hour live study session, and I
Mm.
had to click. How does one concentrate for that long, and what's the reception been of your audience with that kind of stuff?
All right, let me give some context first, because as you know, context is really important.
Yeah.
So first, let me say that that feeling you had when you clicked on my 10-hour video, that's the exact same feeling I had when I was looking up study with me video, and I saw that this girl had done a 12-hour study session.
Wow.
And I was like, how in the world did someone do a 12-hour study session? And I realized that all the other study with me videos were like 1 hour, 2 hour, like maximum, I think 4 was what I saw at the time. So I was like, and she had millions of views. And I was like, that's mad, I can replicate that. I can do that. I study 10 hours a day. So that's how I got the idea to do it. And then you're asking, how can someone study for 10 hours? So context. Over the summer now, I was studying for an exam called the USMLE Step 1, which is this huge monster of an exam that you are required to write if you want to practice medicine in the States. And it is 8 hours long. It covers like an undergraduate degree worth of science material, and then your first 2 or 3 years of medical school. So it's like monumental. It's a huge, huge test. And the average amount of time that students spend studying for this exam is somewhere between 9 and 13 months. That's sort of like go-to advice. Sorry. Excuse me. That's sort of like the go-to advice. That's what most students do, and that's what's recommended. And I was trying to do it in 4. So I was in a significant time crunch, trying to like do all of this studying in a shorter period of time. And as a result, I had to do pretty crazy things like study for 10 hours a day for extended periods of time. So that was sort of the backdrop on which this happened. And then as far as how I can actually study for 10 hours in a day, there's so many different techniques and tactics and things that you can do to help push yourself and keep going.
What kind of techniques do you use?
So I feel like over my like studying career, all my time spent studying in like high school, university, well, both universities now, I feel like I try and always push myself to study for as long as possible before I get up out of my chair and go to take a break. Because for me, the hardest part of studying is actually sitting down and saying, okay, I'm going to start reading now without pulling out my phone or pulling up a video or something like that. So the least amount of times in my day that I can sit down and start studying is going to lead to me studying the most amount of time. Anytime I get up to go to the bathroom, to go to the kitchen, to get a glass of water or whatever, that's an opportunity for me to like break out of the studying zone, to like go off and do something else and procrastinate. And so I do my very, very best to keep myself sat in that chair. That's like probably the first thing that I do. I just like keep telling myself half an hour more, 20 minutes more, one more lecture, this and that, until I hit 4 hours. 4 hours is like my mental max. I can't really do more than that.
Where does your phone go at this point?
My phone gets chucked across the room onto my bed. If it doesn't get chucked, then I will purposefully go place it underneath my blankets, or I'll go to the kitchen and put it in my cutlery drawer, or I'll go to my sister's room and I'll throw it there. It doesn't really matter as long as it's out of reach. The more difficult it is to like just reach for your phone, glance at your phone, think of your phone, then you're really not going to do it. Like, trust me, nobody wants to get up and walk 2 rooms across, open the door, lift the blanket, and get their phone just to check it. Nobody wants to do that. So the further away you put it, the less likely you are to go check it and use it. And that helps me like study for longer periods of time.